right from the beginning, Social Good Connect really just spoke to me. And I thought that the whole premise on which it was based was just so inspiring. And it was something which was almost obvious to as a way of really connecting those who had time to give and skills to give with a need that could be identified. And so I like to always have thought about it as a wonderful matchmaking opportunity, which had benefits on both sides. It was really hard to argue with the fact that that was the simple aim of the organisation. It really chimed with something which I had been thinking about in terms of my intentions for the high school here in Dundee, that we would really start to think about the impact that we had on our local community and what we could do to improve outcomes. So given the opportunity here to have that as part of the culture here and to bring a simple organisational way of kind of making that happen was really the ideal starting point for us. So I sort of talk about it being a no-brainer in terms of it being the right time, the right place for us, and it really chimed with what we wanted to do. I think in addition to that, it was really it was affordable, surprisingly affordable actually, when I sort of found out a bit more about it. The situation here where it not only did it bring value to our community, but my strong sense was actually that if anything, the value back to our own school community was even greater. And it also gave us a shared purpose and something that we could work together and be really proud of and see and measure the impact, which really again made it something which made sense to us. Obviously, first of all, it was really to also sort of almost capture the wide range of volunteering that was going on in our community anyway. I mean, our staff, often hidden, were volunteering. Some of them were helping out with supporting older members of the community with cooking them meals and dropping in for some social time. And then, we had a number of staff who were raising money for charity and involved in a number of initiatives and volunteering in that way. And, our wider community, also in terms of charitable fundraising, that was something that we were really committed to. And we had kind of explored the next stage of that, which was to give more time rather than funds to actually, sort of improving outcomes in the wider community. So from a staff point of view, it was a combination of almost being able to measure and recognise what was happening, and then to really enhance that and give colleagues who perhaps hadn't the opportunity or even thought about it, or it was too complicated for them to organise, to take away some of that complexity and make it simple. So it was initially for our employees, but right the way through, I was really keen that we actually did the same for our pupils. A huge number of our pupils do volunteer. Some of them will do it initially as a way of understanding a little bit about an area of interest they have. They might be doing some work experience. They might be doing some volunteering in order to, enhance their skills for making a further application. But what I noticed over the years is that often these volunteering activities, which started off as something fairly, well, I'm going to put this on my CV, became something that they really connected with. And it actually took on a sort of energy of its own. And we found our more senior pupils coming and talking to us about amazing experiences where they had caught the bug of going in and forming relationships, and it was an interdependence there. And so I could see how powerful that was for young people in terms of developing their skills. And so this Social Good Connect also, although in the first stages, that wasn't really how it had been set up. It was very much for employees and for using employees to volunteer. My aspiration was that we would find a way to use the system for our pupils. I'm absolutely thrilled that following launching it with our staff just before the summer break in May, since we've come back for this session, we've also now launched it for our young people. And we've got a member of staff who's responsible for coordinating that. And she's been able to use her expertise and her knowledge of what our pupils do and have done to really drive that forward. So I'm very excited about just how much impact we're going to be able to have, but also critically the impact, positive impact and skills-based learning that it gives us as our community.